Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Once again, I got kind of sidetracked and lost in what I've filmed and what I still had yet to film, so I ended up cutting that last video a little bit short and putting all the new content in this video. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Well, I mentioned back there that I was going to do a shopping spree. And I did that the other night. I spent $500 at saltwateraquarium.com, and I didn't expect stuff to arrive this soon, but I got a box. So Saltwater Aquarium does carry some live stuff. Heat pad still warm. Interesting packaging they got here. And these are cool. These come in jars. I got some Narcissus snails. There's like 5 of them in this jar. And then here, I can get them out here without dashing them around too much. All right. All right, and this one is, got some margarita snails. 5 of them in here, or more than 5. A lot more than 5. Interesting. How many did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10. It's hard to see through the bubble wrap, or through the saran wrap that's around these jars. But checking the bottom of the box, nothing leaked. They've got like some kind of paper packaged in some other kind of paper. Made for a pretty effective insulation. And then the last thing I got was another emerald crab. Probably should have bought more than one, but apparently I only bought one. So I got to go to work pretty soon here, so we got to start getting stuff in tanks. Not all the snails are going in, so the snails are going to get split up between 2 tanks. The Narcissus snails are getting split up. The emerald crab's just going to go into the 250. So let's get that going on, and I'll catch you back up as soon as these guys are about ready to go in the tank. Before I attempt to drop everything in, give you a nice look at the packaging and everything. So these are branded Saltwater Aquarium, these jars here. The scientific name and common name. And then they sent the crab with some, I was going to say Kato, but some other kind of algae, I think. It's probably for him to have something to eat. Alright, working on acclimating so I can get these guys in. I'm doing it the kind of cheap way because I don't really have a lot of time. I'm going to put 3 of the Narcissus snails in this tank and 3 of the margarita snails. I should mention the margarita snails definitely had a smell of death when I opened the jar there, so definitely going to have some dead loss in there. I got these acclimator boxes hanging here, but I'm just adding water by hand because that's the best way to do it. And let's see, how many snails did I put in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 margarita snails, 4 Narcissus snails. And let's go back to my packing order and see how many I was supposed to have. It was definitely supposed to be less than that. So yeah, it was only supposed to be 5 margarita snails, and I ended up with, I just counted them, and I'm going to have to count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11. So what was supposed to be 5 snails turned into 11. And what was supposed to be 5 narcissus snails, turned into 3 in that one, 4 in that one, so 7 total. So I got 2 bonus of those, and my 1 emerald crab, who's sitting in here. It's a male, so should be nice because the surviving emerald crab in here is a female. Not that I expect them to actually breed or anything in there, but it's always a possibility. So everything new is dropped into the tank, pretty much all right here in the front. The crab here went straight to this narcissus snail, and it looks like he's trying to eat something off the back of him. So I really need to clean this glass for sure, but today's not the day that's going to happen. So the snails are now settling into the cube. Margarita snails are moving around good. A couple of narcissus snails are trying to do their thing. One of them hasn't done anything yet, but that's fine. Back over here again. Emerald crabs wandered off. Some of the snails are still twitching around. So that's probably going to be it for now. The rest of the stuff is coming probably regular shipping, so it's definitely not going to be here for a couple of days. So it is the next day, and there's supposed to be... Supposedly there's a box on the porch here. A couple boxes. And there they are. So checking in on the black margarita snails that I put in here. Apparently these are, I've mentioned it before, these are the kind of snails that don't seem to be able to flip themselves over if they land upside down. So a couple of times now I've flipped these guys over, but most of these guys are just having the hardest time finding their way around this tank. So I'm having to flip them over manually. And I don't know if it's just the sand, but they don't seem to be able to get a grip in the sand. So I'm going to start bringing these guys closer to the rocks and flip them upright, so theoretically they could grab a hold of the glass or something. Because basically all of them are laying here upside down for the second day, despite the fact that they've been flipped over at least 2 or 3 times now. Gotta say, I was rather pleased with the shipping on this. This stuff was ordered Tuesday at like 4 or 5 a.m. and I got the live goods yesterday, which was Thursday, and today's Friday, and I've got the bulk of my order. There's one more box coming, but that box has like 1 item in it, and it's not that impressive of an item. So just get to the bottom of our boxes here, and that's wrapped pretty well, so I'm gonna have to put the camera down and get the knife out. So this is the item that was in that littler box. It's a little viewer window deal like you see at the pet store, so that we can set this on the glass and get a good look at the corals and stuff in here. I'm gonna have to get used to working it with the camera, and it definitely needs to be cleaned out, but cool little floating viewer window deal. Paper out, and this box is going to be loaded with stuff. Well, let's start with what's on top here. It's Eheim, or however you pronounce this. It's a little grabber deal for feeding and stuff, so I don't have to use these metal tongs and make them rust anymore. Next item. It's a glass cleaner, because the mag float I've got on there does nothing to scrape, and like this stuff here is actually hard, won't come off with just the rubbing action of the flip of the mag float. So got myself a flipper float, supposedly the best glass scraper deal on the market, so we're going to try that out. Next item from the box is a new filter bag. I've been needing some extra filter bags. So yeah, the next item is a bottle of Reflux. It's a antifungal deal. Supposedly this is what all the best guys use to try and get rid of stuff like biropsis, which all that is biropsis. So we might give this a shot, we might not. I'm always real iffy about putting chemicals in, just in case something, you know, just in case I don't know what they're going to do to, you know, my corals or my anemones or something. So I don't want to hurt them, but I want to get rid of that algae. So we'll look into this some more before we put that in. So the next two items, two little tubes of coral frag glue. It's essentially the same ingredients as the other glues I've been trying, but hopefully this stuff works better, because it's actually, you know, it's actually a aquarium product rather than just an off-the-shelf super glue. But we'll see, because I definitely need to get that that Rhodactis mushroom glued down somewhere. Next item in here. Well, next four items are all essentially quite the same. I got the Hannah checkers I mentioned, so I'll be able to test for alkalinity with this one. This one's box is a little different, but this is the phosphate checker. This one here is the color meter, which is actually calcium. And then the final one I bought is also a color meter, which is for measuring nitrate. And one of these came in like a high range and a low range. I think I got the lower range because every time I test the chemicals in there, it's always on the low range, so that's why we went with that. This box. This is a new, really fancy light for the tank upstairs. It's for growing and for aquariums, so it's for planted tanks. So the tank upstairs has been needing an upgrade on its light for a while. The one upstairs is the light up there is it's about 8-9 years old, or it's 9 years old now. And I was really supposed to be replacing the bulbs in that thing like once a year, but I didn't. But anyway, the fixture itself upstairs is starting to give up the ghost, so we're gonna put this light up there and not have to worry about it for a while. But this is a really nice light. It's got weather effects, it's got all kinds of stuff, but it's super cheap because it's older technology. So, you know, if you're looking for some cheap lights, that's what you got to start looking out for, is the older stuff with like remotes and basically stuff without Wi-Fi is selling for real cheap right now. So this was like, I think this was less than $100 for a 24-inch grow light. So we'll open that up in a minute and put it on the tank upstairs. But let's grab the last item out of this box. So as I mentioned before, if you buy stuff from Saltwater Aquarium, you earn points, which can get you a discount at some point if you spend enough money. And also, if you spend enough money, the knife down. But also, if you spend enough money, they'll give you your pick of free stuff based on how much money you spent. So what I bought was a lens kit for like a cell phone, for specifically for taking pictures in the aquarium. It's made by Orpec, which also made my light here. And since this light was a really high quality light, works really nice. If you see these online, these are fairly new. But yeah, so Orpec makes nice stuff. So that's it for the box. The last box that's coming, I'm not sure I'm even going to put that on camera because, like I said, there's one item in it and it's not all that interesting. But that is what a $500 spending spree on saltwater aquarium looks like. Lots of items, and let's start playing with our new stuff. So I've got the light kind of temporarily installed here. I'm going to have to relocate the hang-on back filter there, and obviously remove the old rusty fixture back here. But so far, it looks pretty good. It's doing its this thing does a kind of warm-up deal. So let's go ahead and hit this demo button and see what that does. Okay, so I got the light kind of temporarily rigged up here. Setting it up was pretty much a breeze as far as putting it on the tank and putting the stands on it. Fits real good. I'm going to have to relocate my hang-on back filter and obviously remove the old light from the top. But let's go ahead and hit this. This does a kind of sunrise sunset deal with the red lights here. So we're going to go ahead and hit this demo button and see what happens. So yeah, that's what it'll look like at full daytime. And then eventually it should go, yep, back to sunset. And something about moonlight, twinkling lights or something like that, but go back to full light and maybe hit the storm. So that's what the storm looks like. I'm not as impressed as I would have thought. All right, back to daylight. Now to moonlight. And we'll try that storm out again. All right, so the storm function wasn't that impressive. But I know you guys haven't had a look at this aquarium in a minute, so take a look around at pretty much what there is to see in here, which is just, you know, plants. Lots of plants. There's still that super red bristlenose Pocostomus in here. I just seen him a minute ago. He's just hanging around. But that's it. There's no fish in here. So, you know, comment down below on what you think I should put in the planted tank down up here, because I think it's time to put a new fish in it since the big giant betta died. But I gotta play with this remote some more. This is the remote here. Try and get a good look at it. So it has these functions here. That's cloud, lightning, lights on, night. The demo buttons, there's 2 of them. I don't know why. Some time buttons, some 24/7 buttons, and an adjustment for red, green, blue, lots of other stuff. So I'm definitely going to have to get out the manual and read what all this stuff does. So that's going to do it for today.
You'll see more of this stuff in the next episode as we try out the new stuff as it goes. Like I said, I got way ahead on footage, so what I thought was going to be one episode has turned into three. So, like I said, you'll see more of this stuff in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.